It's 5:42 on a Thursday, and Maya is standing under fluorescent lights while a mechanic explains why her car will not leave for less than $700. She has rent due, groceries half finished, and a paycheck landing tomorrow. The repair is not catastrophic. That's what makes it dangerous. Maya sees 3 doors, put it on a card, pull from retirement, or use the emergency savings account her employer quietly added last month. Today's money move is about that 3rd door, payroll-linked emergency savings, and whether it should come before cracking open a 401k. The Federal Reserve reported that 63% of adults could cover a $400 emergency expense using cash or its equivalent in 2025, unchanged from 2024. That means plenty of households are fine until the alternator dies, the dentist calls, or the refrigerator quits at the worst possible moment. The Labor Department put it plainly: unexpected expenses like dental care, broken refrigerators, and auto repairs often push workers into retirement savings. Employers are starting to treat emergency cash less like a personal failing and more like benefits plumbing. The money moves automatically before life interrupts. Pension-linked emergency savings accounts, or PLESAs, became available for plan years beginning after December 31, 2023. Under Labor Department guidance, a PLESA is a short-term savings account maintained inside a defined contribution retirement plan. Plain English, it is an emergency pocket attached to your retirement plan, not a replacement for the retirement plan itself. Employee PLESA contributions must be Roth contributions, and the participant contribution portion is capped at $2,500, indexed over time. For Maya, that cap matters. A $700 repair fits. A blown transmission, medical deductible, or month without income may not. Employers may automatically enroll eligible employees in a PLESA, but workers must receive notice and can opt out. That default is powerful, not moaned, paused. Most people do not decide to save on a perfect Tuesday. They save because the system made saving boring. The rules generally require PLESAs to allow withdrawals at least monthly, and the first 4 withdrawals each plan year cannot carry fees. Access speed matters. If your emergency fund takes a week to reach checking, your credit card may still become the bridge. So let's walk Maya's choices in order, because the cheapest option is not always the most obvious option. Door 1 is the card. Fast, familiar, and potentially expensive if that $700 balance lingers across billing cycles. If you can pay the card off immediately, it may simply be a payment rail. If not, interest can turn a repair into rent-sized stress. Door 2 is retirement money. It feels like your money because it is, but the timing can make it costly. Vanguard reported participant loan use was up 33% from 2023, and 6% of participants initiated hardship withdrawals, up from 4.8%. That is retirement leakage. Small streams leaving a long-term bucket. One repair will not ruin a plan, but repeated withdrawals can change the math. SC-Shear 2.0 also created an emergency personal expense withdrawal option of up to $1,000, separate from the PLESA structure. That withdrawal may help in a crunch, but it still touches retirement money. A pattern is not a plan. Softly, it is a warning light. The Bipartisan Policy Center says PLESAs have promise, but can be more complex and costly than the $1,000 withdrawal or out-of-plan accounts. That is why record keepers are debating the architecture. Should emergency cash live inside the retirement plan or just beside it? In-plan feels integrated. Contributions, payroll, and employer oversight sit under one roof. The trade-off is compliance, administration, and plan design complexity. Vanguard's latest approach emphasizes out-of-plan emergency savings, reflecting a view that separate accounts may offer flexibility for some employers and workers. For your wallet, the label matters less than 4 questions: fees, access speed, contribution limits, and whether saving there affects any employer match. Labor Department FAQs say matching contributions tied to PLESA savings generally go into the retirement account, not the emergency savings pocket. That can be good. The emergency account absorbs the shock, while the retirement match keeps moving toward the long-term bucket. Ask HR this exact question. Do we offer a PLESA, an out-of-plan emergency savings account, or only an emergency withdrawal feature? If you are auto-enrolled, check the percentage. One approach is to start small enough that you do not create a new cash flow problem. Consider building a 1-month expense buffer first. After that, decide whether the PLESA cap is enough for your household's real emergencies. The Fed also reported that 73% of adults said they were either doing okay or living comfortably financially. Doing okay is not the same as being liquid. Maya is employed. Maya is responsible. Maya still needs $700 before she can drive to work. Now, the mechanics of the third door. Maya opens her benefits app, chooses emergency savings, and requests the withdrawal for the repair. No market sell order. No retirement loan paperwork. No revolving balance. Just money she already set aside through payroll. Then comes the overlooked step, replenishment. Emergency savings only works if the account rebuilds after the emergency passes. Because PLESA employee contributions are Roth contributions, tax treatment can differ from traditional pre-tax retirement money, so plan documents matter. Before using one, consider asking the plan administrator how withdrawals are processed, how earnings are handled, and how quickly cash reaches your bank. Employers care because financial stress follows people into work. A paycheck can be steady and still fail at the exact moment cash is needed. The Labor Department warned that emergency costs can force workers to tap retirement plans, undermining the purpose of long-term savings. Behaviorally, payroll savings works like packing lunch the night before. The decision happens before hunger, pressure, and convenience take over. Automation may help because it removes the monthly negotiation. You are not asking future you to be heroic every payday. Plans can set rules around PLESA limits, but federal guidance caps participant contributions at $2,500, indexed for the emergency account portion. If you already have several months of liquid savings elsewhere, a payroll account may be redundant. Convenience is useful, but duplication has limits. If you carry expensive consumer debt, consider whether new savings or faster repayment reduces more stress. A qualified advisor can help run that trade-off. Here is the decision ladder. First, use regular checking or savings if the cash is already there and does not break next week's essentials. Second, consider payroll-linked emergency savings if your employer offers it and access is fast enough for the actual emergency. Third, the $1,000 emergency withdrawal may be a backup if liquid cash is unavailable, but understand repayment rules and retirement impact first. Last, retirement loans or hardship withdrawals should usually be treated as serious tools, not casual cash sources. Your timeline changes the calculation. The caveat is liquidity. Emergency money should be boring, reachable, and boring again. If rules make access slow, the design may miss the point. PSAs are optional for employers. The Labor Department guidance explains the rules, but your plan sponsor decides whether to adopt one. So do not assume it exists. Ask benefits, check the retirement portal, and read the enrollment notice before an emergency makes you rush. The in-plan versus out-of-plan debate sounds technical, but for workers it comes down to friction, trust, cost, and whether the money is actually reachable. Labor Department FAQs generally frame PLESAs for non-highly compensated employees, which means some higher earners may need a different emergency setup. If you are excluded, the lesson still applies. Separate emergency cash from retirement assets and make the transfer automatic where possible. For Maya, the math is simple. The repair is $700. Her payroll-linked account holds more than that. The retirement account stays untouched. For you, the number may be different. One approach is to size the first target around 1 month of must-pay expenses. Policy researchers at the Bipartisan Policy Center argue workplace emergency savings can reduce retirement leakage, but design simplicity matters for adoption. Maya drives home that night with the engine quiet, the card unused, and the retirement balance still invested for later. The temptation is treating the account like extra spending money. Do not name what counts as an emergency before the account has a balance. Set a household rule. Transportation, housing, medical, and job-protecting costs qualify. Wants, upgrades, and convenience purchases wait. If this breakdown helps, follow Money Moves Daily for more practical finance decisions without the jargon. We keep it calm, specific, and useful. Secure 2.0 authorized these workplace emergency savings tools in late 2022, and federal agencies have been clarifying implementation since. That policy shift matters because benefits menus shape behavior. The easier good choice becomes, the less damage one bad Thursday can do. This content is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always consult with a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. In plain English, it's not financial advice. Your framework is simple: cash first, payroll emergency savings second, emergency withdrawal third, retirement loans and hardship withdrawals last. Tomorrow, ask one question at work. What emergency savings option do we offer, and how fast could I use it? Because the best emergency fund is not the one you meant to build someday. It is the one ready when the tow truck arrives.